Hello class and welcome to Marketing 250. My name is Brother Luke. I'm elated to be your instructor this semester. I've taught this course for a number of years now, and I believe there's nothing quite like it in the BYU Idaho curriculum. So thank you for taking the course. I hope that you will dive right in and that you'll reach out to me quickly with any questions or concerns that I can help you with your online business. This is the format I will follow each week for a screencast. I try and post these at the end of the week for the coming week so that it's some students like to get ahead. I like to enable that, and so I will try and post these towards the end of each week. This will be the format. You'll see I'll just have the assignments for the week here, and I'll go through and discuss each one of them. For those of you who have not been in the new iLearn, which I think now everyone should be transitioned over, so that's great. But just to give you some context, we're in modules right now, and we spend a lot of time in modules. And this just takes you through each assignment throughout the semester. We'll also go through the syllabus today, and you can see some of these other content or some of these other links over here. We really follow this modules tab pretty closely. So my screencast will come out of the modules tab. This week you'll find the overview of the week, which is our course introduction. This will be a different week than others. This class follows a very set pattern week to week, and we'll touch on that in the syllabus a little bit. But it does not follow that pattern on the first and the last week of the course. Excuse me. You will have this week a discussion board that is not broken up into individual discussion groups, but we'll have everyone together. It's the icebreaker discussion board. And for this assignment, you will introduce yourself. A few short paragraphs will do. More than a few sentences and less than a novel, if you will. And then post a photo of yourself. Ensure that that picture meets dress and grooming standards, please. And also remember that that photo should be a correct size. You can Google photo resizing if you haven't resized a photo before, but I'll see some people post on the discussion board some very, very large photos. It makes the discussion board difficult to load for some, and also really posts an extreme close-up of you when the photo is that large. So keep that in mind as you post a photo of yourself on the discussion board, and then include some of your interests, hobbies, family, sports, etc. We just want to get to know you. And then part 2 of this will be to reply to several of your classmates' posts, welcome them and ask them questions, and we'll try and interact a bit. Again, this discussion board will be with the entire class together, which is not the standard. We will break up into discussion board groups for the rest of the semester. So it's kind of fun to get to know everybody. I encourage you to watch this video. It's called Ready, Fire, Aim, which really describes the approach to this course. We will move a little bit faster than you are comfortable with because online business is different from your standard brick and mortar store. There you want to have everything prepped and do a grand opening and you do all this work ahead of time. Online business, you want to get your content out there and you'll get feedback from those that visit your website. And so we will get your website up and running before it is entirely polished with every aspect. And so it's good to know the theory behind that, why we do it, and that's what this video will explain. Then you'll have a quiz of the syllabus and project descriptions. I'm going to briefly go over the syllabus here in the latter half of this video. This is a true quiz. We don't have a lot of real quizzes in the course, even though some of them are named quiz. This is a real question and answer. A lot of the other quizzes are just follow up on assignments and readings that we've done that ask you to apply it rather than go through, say, 10 questions where there's a right and a wrong answer. Most of our assignments in this course are asking you to think through a problem rather than giving you a right or a wrong answer. I try to describe a lot of that in the introductory email, and so I would refer you to that because that is also a key concept of this course. But the syllabus and project descriptions are straightforward. So it will tell you whether you got a right or wrong answer. You can retake this as many times as you'd like. And then the last assignment is a scavenger hunt. And this also has right and wrong answers. Just ask you to go through and make sure you've read up on the finer details of the course in a somewhat fun format. So that is week 1. This is meant to be a slow ramp up and introduction to the course. Hopefully it's not too demanding. I really just want you to get to know one another and then pay attention to some key points in the syllabus. So I'm going to go over to the syllabus now. I will follow this link here, and I will not be reading the syllabus because you are all very capable of reading the syllabus, and I don't think that that would be a fun video to start the course, me reading your syllabus. But I will hit on a few key points. Number 1, the required materials. There is not a textbook required for this class. I think that is a great advantage. We are adaptable to how quickly things change with online business. However, that doesn't mean you won't be utilizing some funds in place of that textbook. You will need to purchase hosting and a domain name. So not a domain nome. Notice the typo. I'll go ahead and point that out. A domain name. It'll cost you about $40, and an AdWords campaign will cost about $50. Those are rough estimates, so please keep that type of funds on hand. Let's go down to the pattern. So you can see the course structure, the topics we'll cover. This site is designed to take you from little to no experience in any of these categories and get you to the level of a functioning business owner. So if you're seeing topics on here and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I can't design a website, or I've never done that before, I know nothing about legal structure in business or marketing, that's fine. If some of you have some experience in these, that'll be to your advantage. But the course is really designed to take you from little to no knowledge in these areas to a functioning level. So don't be concerned if you're seeing a wide variety of topics on here that you're unfamiliar with. You will be just like 90% of the students in the course. Patterns. I mentioned this pattern that we will follow, and you will get used to this rather quickly. But early in the week, I will post an announcement. It will follow this pattern. Please make time to watch these screencasts. I try to take feedback every semester from students, and some students will say, oh, I wish you would have gone into more detail on your screencast. And other students will say, wow, those were too long. Can you shorten those? I don't need that much detail. And so I try and find a balance between those two. I will tell you this screencast and the next 1 or 2 screencasts will be a little bit longer. So if you are one that's saying, oh, please make your screencast shorter, they will be shorter once we get into this pattern. Please don't stop viewing because of the length. For those of you that would like a little bit more detail on something, please reach out. I'm happy to go into more detail. Just know I'm trying to find the middle ground, as this weekly screencast is extremely important. Sometimes I'll just be going through the basics and you'll look at it and you'll say, yep, I know that, I get it. Other times there will be really important nuggets that will help you through your assignment and make sure that you're turning it in correctly. So the rest of the pattern is really about activities and discussion boards based on those activities. And so you'll have your first, what we call a prepare activity, and then a discussion board initial post. That is your post that will follow certain requirements. Then by midweek, you'll need to respond to a couple of your classmates for full credit. You will do the second activity and do your initial post for the second discussion board. We try and do those initial posts early on to allow students who want to finish up early to have a chance to reply to those initial posts. And then by the end of the week, you'll finish your posts to those initial responses for the second discussion board and a weekly reflection. And that is a pattern we will follow all semester long, virtually every week. The wrinkle that is thrown in there are these projects. We are a project-focused course. I will tell you, Project 1 and Project 2 are more time-intensive than Projects 3 through 6. So make sure to start on those early. You want to get through each of those in a timely manner. Projects 3 through 6 can still take some time, but in my experience, they are nowhere near the time commitment of Project 1 and 2. They are very time intensive. Another great point on here are these two right here. Real quick, you'll see the breakdown of the grading. And so again, a project-heavy course, don't neglect those prepare, assignment, or discussion boards, weekly reflections. Those all contribute to it, but projects make up the majority of the points. Late work. No late work is accepted by more than 1 week late, and all late assignments are marked down by 20%. The only exception to late assignments are a medical emergency or a family tragedy. Please reach out to me if that is the case. Other than that, there's really no situation where late assignments won't be marked down by 20%. We do follow the syllabus on this, and so it doesn't give a lot of leeway. And then once we reach that one week mark, then there's no more late work accepted. And so this 20% markdown happens 1 second after the due date. iLearn gives me a little red flag, and it automatically marks it down by 20%. So that's part of the grading process, or the grading software, I should say. If you feel like there's an exception, please reach out. And then participation. The discussion boards make up a big portion of this class. I encourage you to be open, honest, fun, be comfortable disagreeing with one another. That's all part of a good discussion board. Don't be easily offended. The discussion board groups that really get that have a much more rich experience in the course. But to get points for the discussion board, your posts must be significant. And so if you post a 1-sentence reply, that wouldn't get you credit for that discussion board post. So it must be at least 4 sentences in length and contain information and comments that contribute to the course. So thank you smiley face will not get you credit for the discussion board post. But you can certainly put that on there and then add on other posts that are for credit. It won't hurt you if you put thank you smiley face, but it won't get you credit for that specific post. And then below are university policies, which I encourage you to review, and a course summary if you'd like more details. So that is our first video. For those of you who are thinking, wow, this is long, I apologize for the length. I will keep them shorter in future screencasts. For those of you who would like more details about something I covered in this, please reach out. Happy to discuss with you in more detail. You can reach out over email, text, phone call. I try and respond to any of those, and I try to keep my contact information up to date because of that. So thank you, everybody. I am very much looking forward to a new semester, and thanks for taking the time to view this.